In this video, we'll be looking at an interesting body cam footage of a man who claimed to be an FBI agent investigating a Florida corruption complaint on a cop, but ended up being locked up. So without further ado, let's give it a go.
He didn't want that running, and so now he's still here. He's looking at me.
Franklin 33.
Now, this man called in a cop on a sunny December back in 2019 through the cop's personal line, and when the officer arrived at the man's location, things got really, well, confusing for him, to say the least. The man who was sitting in the driver's seat of his parked vehicle introduced himself as an agent working with the FBI and asked the cop if his body cam is recording, which the cop replied yes. Well, because he didn't know if the man is legit or not.
Okay, that's awesome.
Okay.
That'll work.
Did you run your body cam?
I am now, because I don't know how legit you are at the moment.
It's okay. Special agent hat.
Looking to clear all doubt, the man said that he is Special Agent Hatton, displaying his ID, and asked if he got it on the body cam.
Yep, we got it.
Okay.
You got that on body cam?
I do, but I don't understand what the problem is with you meeting me at the office.
I'll talk.
The cop, still patient but confused, replied that he doesn't understand the real reason for the man asking to meet with him. But it gets really confusing when the man told the cop that he'll speak to the U.S. Attorney's Office about the issue and requests for the recording device to be turned off. Yeah.
About it. You can cut off the recording device now.
Okay, well, I will when I leave the area, sir.
But here's the twist in this footage. When the cop asked through the receiver if the man's car is registered to any government agency, the service operator on the other end replied that the vehicle is linked with an advanced wiring company. When asked if he worked there, the man said it was a covert vehicle, and at this point, things became somewhat fishy.
Franklin, does that come back to any government agency? This is easy to come by.
It just advises Advanced Wiring Company.
Do you work for a
Doesn't
wiring
say anything
company?
further.
It's a covert vehicle.
The man asked again if he was being detained, and the cop replied rather sarcastically, saying that he was the one who called him in the first place, and asked how he came about his personal phone number. But the man said he couldn't give out that information. Standard FBI protocol.
I do feel like I'm being detained. Am I being detained?
Am I being detained? You're the one who called me here, sir. How did you get my phone number?
I can't get that information.
I ain't saying he can't tell me how he got my information. Hey, I don't think this guy's legit, man.
But then, things got really surprising when the man exited his vehicle and raised his hands up like he was being arrested, but the cop kept trying to explain that he wasn't going to handcuff him, so he should take his hands down. The cop tried to calm him down, saying he wasn't going to cuff him, but he has been very uncooperative at this point and hadn't fully explained everything. How he got the cop's personal phone number, why he called him, why he wasn't comfortable with the body cam, and why his car came back to a wiring company and not the FBI.
You do got, is it on, do I have permission to take it
No,
off?
you
of
don't have permission
Okay,
to take it.
just hang tight right here. I'm not cuffing you. I'm not cuffing you. But you're being very uncooperative with me. You asked me to come up here. You called my personal cell phone number. You can't tell me how you got it. Your vehicle is coming back to a wiring company, not the FBI.
The man, now in full defensive mode, replied once again it was a covert vehicle and asked if the cop wanted to see the papers. But the cop, at this point, was done with any explanation from the man and asked him to stay put till his supervisor showed up. Still with his hands up, another cop who was also present asked if he had identification, and he said yes, that he had already shown it to the cop first. He was told again to take his hands down, but he replied that he doesn't want to get shot. So too the cop.
Covert vehicle.
Okay.
Would you like to see some registration?
And you know a lot of stuff about me.
Would you like to see the registration, sir?
I don't really want anything from you at this point. My supervisor's on the way.
Excellent. You have identification? I surely do. I showed it to him. Would you like to see it, sir?
That's fine. You don't have to keep your hands up. I'm just
I
trying to
don't
figure
want
out
to get
what's
shot
going on.
out here.
I don't want to be shot either.
He then reached out inside his vehicle and brought out a radio comms and called out who he claimed was his officer, but there wasn't any response. Then the cop, through his receiver, was instructed by his captain to take the driver's license of the man so he'll be properly identified. if he was an FBI agent or not. The man complied and handed over his license, but he reached out again to communicate through his comms, and still there wasn't any response.
Office.
Yes, sir.
Hi, Jim. Jacksonville, this is Special Agent Haddon. So you're forcing me to give you my driver's license?
That's what my captain just asked me to get it from you.
We need to find out who he is.
Yeah, there you go.
He could just be somebody
Body
trained
camera
in
still
the FBI.
Absolutely, yes, sir.
And something more too.
When the supervisor showed up, the cop explained everything that transpired, and the man called him on his personal phone and told the cop he was under investigation for police fraud and requested a copy of all his tickets. The cop also added that the man claimed to be armed and he had obtained the man's driver's license as he was instructed to do. And also the part where he asked the cop to turn off his body cam. Then he was instructed to detain the man.
Say I need to meet somebody here.
No, he called my personal phone.
Okay.
He called my
This
personal phone.
deputy's personal phone and said he needed to meet with him.
That he was investigating me for a ticket that I wrote.
Police corruption and was requesting a copy of the ticket.
He's saying he's armed, but I haven't seen a gun yet. Keep standing up there. He's saying he's armed. He's got a little badge, and it says FBI on it. And he's got a credential when he opens it up. This is his license.
Seriously?
I swear to Lord Jesus.
So he's on the phone. He's got a radio.
No, he refused to show up now.
Yeah, he's very uncooperative.
And he previously ordered the deputy to turn off his body.
Yeah. I didn't have it on to begin with because I thought this was a legitimate thing.
He didn't answer.
But the footage didn't end there at all. No, in fact it gets more complicated. But I'll tell you what isn't complicated: hitting the subscribe button and turning on notifications so you'll never miss any of our uploads. Now at this point in the footage, the man was cuffed and asked to get into the patrol vehicle as he was being detained. But immediately he got in, the cop was in for probably the most awkward moment of his career. The man seated at the backseat of the patrol car complained of lack of air and not being able to breathe inside the vehicle and requested medical attention.
Terrible.
33 Franklin, we. Yes, sir.
There, brother.
Okay. All right, I'm turning it on right now.
Open the door. I can't breathe.
Sir, I can't open the door. You're being detained right now.
When the cop asked for his license to be checked, he received a message from his receiver that the man was indeed legit. The cop didn't really know what to make of it at this point and asked to verify again if the man was truly legit before releasing him.
It's going to be Alexis Hatton. Alexis Hatton.
I'm on the phone with his supervisor out of Tallahassee, or he's out this gentleman's out of the Panama City district. But I'm on the phone with his supervisor. He is legit.
The cop, probably shaken up now, released him, and the man asked to call 911 that he needed urgent medical attention. He got back to his comms and requested 911 and told whoever was at the other end that the cops would